What's going on, guys? I'm doing another commentary today. As Ronnie 2K has announced two more historic teams. Let me just say, I knew about one and I predicted the other. I'll just preface it with that, so if you watch my videos, you know who they might be. The first team he announced was the 2001 Lakers. We knew about this for quite some time now, but that will still be a fun team to use. Kobe is right before his prime at this team. He averaged that year about 29 points, 6 rebounds and 5 assists, and just under 2 steals per game. So he'll be a very useful and good player. Shaq was also on that team, averaging 29 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, and about 3 blocks. So those two were the two big guys. They had a couple other guys who were pretty good. Derek Fisher was on that team, averaged about 12 points, 4 assists. He got averaged actually 2 steals per game, so he'll be pretty useful in 2K. He also had Horace Grant, who was pretty old at that time, but he did start for most of the season. Rick Fox was their starting small forward as well. And then you have a couple other guys scattered around there who might be fun, like Isaiah Ryder, Ron Harper, and Brian Shaw. Robert Horry was on this team, I believe. Oh, no, it was the year after he hit the big shot, I believe. But yeah, they'll be a very fun team. I mentioned this before in a previous video, so if you go check that one out, you'll know more about this team because I kind of went more in depth. I just want to announce this one because I was kind of happy that the second team they announced, but I just want to mention them too. The second team I mentioned previously as well, and it's the 2004 Pistons. This is the team that won in the finals against the Lakers in 2004, obviously. And they were known for their all-around team play, kind of like the Spurs are recently. Well, not recently, but for the past 18 years or so, where all they care about is the team game. But this was a very defensive-minded team with Ben Wallace locking down the middle. He wasn't a scorer at all. He averaged 9.5 points that year in 38 minutes a game. However, he did average over 12 rebounds and 3 blocks per game and almost 2 steals, so he'll be really fun to play with. I think he'll be like a better, stronger Nerlens Noel, because Noel does get a lot of blocks and steals, not nearly as much, but Ben Wallace is also probably like 270 pounds or so compared to Noel's 230 at the most. So he'll be really fun to play with, I think. He won't be able to score, but the way that the centers are going in modern day NBA, he would be really fun to play with. Their number one scorer that year was Rip Hamilton, averaging right around 18 points per game, getting about 4 rebounds and 4 assists and just over a steal. Their second best scorer and probably their best player was Chauncey Billups, averaging 17 points, about 3.5 rebounds and 6 assists per game. Again, just about 1 steal, but he was a very good shooter and he would be pretty fun to play with. Rip Hamilton was a pretty good shooter as well, so I expect both of them to be really good to use and fun to use. Their third highest scorer, who was actually pretty good but didn't play much for them because he got traded to them later on in the season, was Rasheed Wallace. He'll also be on the Jailblazers team. Sorry about the little bing. Something about Twitter. But he was also on the Jailblazers team, the 2001 or 2000 Trailblazers. But he was, right around here was when he was around his prime, averaging right around 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. He was a decent shooter, and he'll be really fun to use. Then another guy who was pretty high on the scoring list was Tayshaun Prince. He's my brother's favorite player of all time, I believe. Very lanky. He's still in the NBA, but his effectiveness has gone way down. He averaged 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, and just about a steal and a block a game. I remember watching him. He was always very defensive-minded, and later on in his career, he became a much better shooter. He did shoot 36% from deep this year, but I believe when he was on the Celtics, he shot a crazy 68% or something like that from deep. But then again, that was also because he played like 5 games there. But this team will be really fun to play with. There was Mehmet Okur, who was very young at that time. He was 24. He averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds, and he was a 3-point shooter as well. And this whole team would be really fun to play with, and I'm actually looking forward to playing with them. There's some other guys on that team. Some I really don't even remember or heard of, like Corliss Williamson. He averaged as many points per game as Ben Wallace, which is pretty funny. But then they have other guys like Bob Sura, who I believe he was in a dunk contest. And those of Darko Milicic, who will, of course, be the guy who everyone's going to make fun of in my team. I will be surprised if he's higher than a 65 overall. You never know, though. So, those were the 2 teams announced. If you want to see the rest of the teams that I predicted, or I think will be in the game, you can go check out my previous video. It's on about historic teams. I should make a playlist for it so it'll be easier to see. Sorry about the little interruption, but yeah, I think I was talking about how many teams I predicted, and so far the ones that were already announced I don't count, but I called 2 of the teams, I believe. Don't remember who was last. Oh, the Raptors, and forgot who else, but whoever they were, I was off by 1 year. So I'll bring that up as I was right. I don't want to brag, but I still like finding out who the teams are, and it makes me even happier when I kind of like the teams and then they get put in. And just to let you know, the background is just me playing some blacktop with a couple historic guys, and a couple modern day time guys. I don't know, I just want to put something in the background. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up down below. Comment if you have any comments or questions about any of the teams. Subscribe if you want to see more of these historic videos, and share with your friends in case you like some 2K. Yeah, I think I hit all the bases on that one. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Peace.